Chapter 337, 226 bold as a tiger, delicate as sniffing a rose for updates. Extra 4K words for double monthly tickets, /2. Ha ha ha, so this is the heavenly heart mark. A towering figure broke through the mist, his hand clutching a human face as large as a car, dragging it forward. A blue whale surged upward from behind him, its whale song resonating across the skies, massive streams of blue force injected into the face, causing it to burst. But a layer of gray ice had also formed on his body, and after running only a few steps forward, he fainted to the ground. In the blink of an eye, another figure picked up Wang Hongdao and hurled a straightforward straight punch into the mist. Boom! A 100-meter-long blue whale phantom took shape. The magnetic field seemed to spin, creating ripples of airflow that formed waves, carrying the whale forward. The invisible fist wind and force burst forth, shattering the wall like mist, forcing it several miles back, the hidden giant faces popping like bubbles. Even the great void as large as a house couldn't last long before dissipating like smoke. Wang Kun carried Wang Hongdao in his arms and leaped back onto the city wall. Wang Hongdao opened his tired eyes, filled only with excitement. "Senior, I have connected with the heavenly heart mark of the whale form," Wang Kun said indifferently. "I know, after all, it was I who pioneered it." As the founding pioneer of the new whale form, his martial arts will alone occupied 8 parts of the whale form in today's world, with all other martial artists combined only having 2 parts. In the old times, he would be the founding ancestor. The newcomers were far from reaching his progress. Wang Hongdao, content and satisfied, fell asleep in the arms of the Grandmaster. This trial is already worthwhile. I am no less than a martial arts genius. Ultimately, after counting the number of people, out of 24 groups, 13 individuals had yet to return, and 2 were missing, suspected to be taken away by external forces to a distant place. Wang Kun said, "From now on, all trialists must not go out. You'll fight within the city walls. This void tide is ferocious, and with our current equipment and manpower, we can't possibly keep it completely outside the city. The military elites and I will try our best to block the shadow level, nether level great void, and even fierce level void kings. If common void things or nether level great voids infiltrate, you are responsible for protecting yourselves and defending the stronghold, especially the researchers and technical personnel of the Void Control Department. Rewards will be given based on merit after the battle." Everyone's spirits were lifted, and they said in unison, "We guarantee to complete the mission." Excitement, tension, unease, various emotions spread. Lu Chenju felt a fiery heat within, with a burning sensation in his lower abdomen, his battle intent soaring. This will now be a prolonged battle. Having the iron crotch skill, he wasn't very panicked. Exactly, this was an opportunity to hone his martial arts skills. Suddenly, someone looked towards the distant Black Bone Mountain and exclaimed, "Look, what is that? Such a big face." Lu Chenju turned his gaze in the direction of the sound. In the direction of District 9 on the other side of the Black Bone Mountain range, a 10,000-foot-tall white glow rose, reaching straight into the clouds. Within the light, a round contour slowly appeared, resembling a face full of wrinkles, hanging in the sky like a pale giant sun. Its eyes, like 2 full moons on the 15th night, cast pale moonlight onto the earth. The mist grew deeper, with floating faces weaving through the fog, their eerie laughter and the pounding of hearts merging into a formidable force. Buzz! An invisible wave of spiritual power surged out, but before it could spread, seas of clouds rolled up from the base of the mountain against the flow from Shu Reach as if crossing endless space, illuminating the world, and the distant Gagang sacred mountain could be seen. Sunrise in the east. Li Tianwang, in unison with his sword, summoned the clouds and Buddhist light from all directions. The universal virtue Bodhisattva's golden body stood majestically, with thousands of Buddhas following behind him. Among the crowd, MA Martial Arts University students enthusiastically chanted, "The great sun breaks the cloud sea. Sunrise in the east, the sword from MA. Li Tianwang is powerful." In front of the heavenly king's invincible aura, everyone was enthusiastic, filled with power and determination. The spiritual oppression emanating from the giant face dissipated. A tremendous battle erupted in the distance. The crowd was cautious, watching the fog gradually enveloping the city. Suddenly, the ground shuddered slightly. How is this happening? An earthquake? Could there still be a void emperor-level creature? Quick, look at the green fire leader. Someone discovered in horror that the headless demon emperor's body in the wilderness seemed to imperceptibly move for a moment, its form trembling, causing the ground beneath them to roar. What's going on? The headless demon emperor isn't dead. What do we do now? Our principal is being restrained by that void emperor. A military powerhouse said. Don't panic. The void emperor is dead, his soul scattered. The movement is due to the residual while acting instinctively. We've urgently contacted a great grandmaster to take over. Can the great grandmaster suppress the remnant will of the demon emperor? Not completely erase it, but enough to hold off until the void emperor is slain. The mist is already here. Get ready for a bloody battle, everyone. All of you in groups of 24 hours form squads to defend the base. Kill any ghosts on sight. The void-breaking radar began to emit sounds like dragon cries and tiger roars. In the mist, a large number of weaker void things had not yet approached the city walls when they burst into illusions with a pop. Lu Chenju and Fangzhu said simultaneously. Follow up Dragon City. Swiftly, figures dashed toward the target location where they saw a lantern-sized human face floating in the air, charging at a researcher with a sinister laugh. Lu Chenju thought quickly, and with the might of the mystic tiger, he slapped it into dust. Other than Wang Hongdao, who was temporarily placed to recover, everyone else gathered. They scattered and applied their various methods to sweep through the ordinary void things with lightning speed. For the moment, Lu Chenju didn't draw his gun. Dealing with ghostly creatures, fists and palms were more useful. He took this opportunity to practice less refined martial arts techniques like tiger sniffing fist and tiger claw 13 slaps, his movements darting and shifting, with tiger claws and tiger punches flying about. Tiger sniffing fist is a somewhat unique third-rate fist technique. It isn't good at direct combat but can gather information about enemy movements through the body's hair and skin, feeling the air around them while punching. Though it appears wide-opening and wide-closing, it actually listens attentively. The human-faced void thing might be a spiritual body, but during its attacks, it often carried along a yin-yin qi flow, all of which Lu Chenju keenly captured. Without needing to look directly, he punched and kicked, precisely using golden light to shoot down one void thing after another. Non-hazardous void things simply could not withstand his casual power strike and exploded instantly. Time passed and the afternoon went by. The more he practiced the technique, the more Lu Chenju felt an understanding surge through him. Gradually, he immersed into a wonderful state, his eyes clear, completely unaware that the leaves of the martial arts tree for tiger sniffing fist were shining brightly. Inspiration arrives, doubling the effort with half the work. The technique was already close to the great achievement realm. At a certain moment, heart to wisdom arose within him, and like a blind monk, he completely closed his eyes, plunging into darkness. In the silent, dark world, Lu Chenju's spirit transformed into a black tiger in the mountains. The tiger's whiskers trembled, sensing every movement in the mountain forest. As the mountain lord and king, he could perceive everything in his territory, just like a mountain god. In the rainforest, the bird-catching spider can capture the breath and vibrations of prey through its stiff hairs and myriad of webs on the ground, thereby comfortably fishing from its burrow. Isn't the mountain lord the same? The so-called tiger sniffing, accurately speaking, is the tiger's perception. Smell, chi flow, vibration, sounds, momentum. All are sensed by the heart like a net. Now I still have much to improve, having only reached the level of bodily perception. In the midst of this insight, Lu Chenju sensed. Though his eyes were tightly shut, he sensed a great void attacking from behind. The giant face seemed mocking, and Lu Chenju gently inhaled, a speck of golden light brightening on his chest, flowing like molten gold to his palms. With eyes closed, he rotated his body, his legs moving to create a whirlwind that blew away the mist, revealing the monstrous giant face. Lu Chenju's palms drilled upward from below. This palm gathered half of his full body power. This strike was like Gong Gong furiously colliding with Mount Buju. Heavenly destiny, mystic tiger fist. Boom! Golden light erupted, dyeing the mist a light golden color. The formless mystic tiger roared with the wind of the punch, pouncing towards the giant face. The mist tore open a path, revealing the night sky. The giant face in midair was filled with endless golden light, cracks spreading until it exploded with a loud bang. Fireworks bloomed, mist closed in. Electric sparks flickered, hot air surged. Initial realm great void dissipated. Lu Chenju opened his eyes. His demeanor was all the more profound, seeming omniscient. Involuntarily, Li Gui's face appeared in his mind. A heart with a fierce tiger delicately sniffs the rose. Tiger sniffing fist, perfection. The fourth update. These 4 chapters are double activities for the monthly ticket event. Thanks for your support. Old Tian has added in advance. There will be another update at noon tomorrow. Chapter 338. 227 Martial Arts Realm. 3 great saints reveal themselves. 5 updates, seeking double monthly tickets for 4K. On the martial arts tree, a new divine seed was gestating. Divine seed tiger sniffs rose first rank, concealed within the Hauxi acupoint. Your heart harbors a fierce tiger, delicately sniffing roses. Effect 1, Tiger Wisdom Level 1. Effect 2, Tiger Form Level 1. Effect 3, Tiger Whisker in front of the mountain lord, the slightest hair must be seen. Using the skin, body hair, and pores, those sensitive areas, to sense the surrounding chi flow and the movement paths of chi power, you can predict the enemy's appearance in advance, ignoring blind spots in your field of vision. The current perception range is a 3.5-meter radius with oneself at the center. Not bad, another practical effect. This is truly a substantial benefit, much better than those flashy high-temperature discharge effects at the outset. Lu Chenju couldn't help but mock Thunderclap and the scorching effects as he continued to kill void things, while integrating the new effect into the 4th-rank Divine Seed. Heavenly Destiny Mystic Tiger's 12th effect emerged. Effect 12, Tiger Whisker. The current perception range is a 5-meter radius. The effect remained the same, but the result was enhanced. A 5-meter radius, Lu Chenju closed his eyes. In his mind, 2 completely different chis rose behind him. He smiled, leaped with his legs, and climbed onto the wall. Then he flipped backward, stepping on the invisible powerful wind in midair, changing direction and circling behind the face of a grindstone. Tiger Claw 13 slaps Cloud Sky Strike. Buzz buzz. The void trembled and the fog dispersed. The grindstone face hadn't even hit the wall before being blasted into nothingness by the golden power. Fang Zhu's beautiful eyes trembled beside him, revealing a look of amazement. Brother Lu. Lu Chenju stretched lazily, easing his fatigue from the exercise, and asked, "What's up?" Fang Zhu said with a smile. "I saw Brother Lu spacing out, then a void thing launched a sneak attack on you. I thought to help out, but it seems I was overthinking it. Your strength, I can hardly imagine it is only half a year since you advanced to a martial artist. But I've noticed your martial arts, they all seem third-rate." Fang Zhu was somewhat puzzled and perplexed. Lu Chenju laughed and said, "There is no superiority in fists, the power lies in the person. Among the third-rate martial arts of Dazia, there are indeed some overlooked gems. If you can master them, they are truly infinite in their marvelous uses. The application of chi power, the ability of electric heat, precise perception. These effects, although rudimentary and weak in essence, point directly to the great paths of many true skills and divine skills." Fang Zhu smiled faintly, unsure if she understood. She said, "Be careful, Brother Lu." The woman turned and left, vanishing into the mist. Fang Zhu's mind was not as calm as it appeared on the surface. Just how strong is Lu Chenju when he's in full form? That initial realm great void just now, even for me, it would be difficult to kill with one palm strike. And that divine weapon he carries on his back, he hasn't even used it yet, comfortably at ease. As a martial bone Taoist, Fang Zhu was truly startled. On the other side, Li Fu asked, "Squad leader, what's wrong?" Fang Zhu replied, "The true strength of Lu Chenju feels no weaker than mine." Li Fu laughed. "Isn't that a bit exaggerated? I remember you've been in the middle realm for some time, and your lower-grade true skill, Phoenix Call 100 Bird Fist, has also reached perfection. As far as I know, Lu Chenju hasn't yet cultivated a true skill. He's still practicing ordinary martial arts. The power between a true skill and ordinary martial arts is as different as heaven and earth. Although Lu Chenju's chi blood has increased rapidly, his combat power should not surpass yours, right?" Fang Zhu couldn't make heads or tails of it either. "I saw him kill an initial realm great void with one palm. That moves power, chi power, and fist intent. They didn't seem like ordinary martial arts, but rather true skill." Li Fu became doubtful as well. "Then I don't know. Maybe this guy secretly learned it, playing the fool to catch the wise, pretending to the outside that he hasn't learned anything, to make a splash in the competition." Seeing the squad leader give such an assessment, Li Fu felt a wave of relief inside. Turns out I'm not the only one who thinks Lu Chenju is abnormal. Li Fu felt much more comfortable. Nearly a month of trials. Lu Chenju had perfected 2 third-rate martial arts and brought 1 first-class spear skill to great success. Indeed, the true essence of martial arts is in the raw combat of real fights. It seemed he had only perfected a third-rate fist technique, but Lu Chenju's temperament had undergone an indescribable change. During prolonged battles in the dangerous wilderness, every move he made became closer to the fierce tiger, more aligned with the divine meaning of tiger form. His spirit was in complete harmony. Lu Chenju continued to hunt void things, all the while contemplating insights in his heart. The martial artists of old did not have a society as stable as the Zia's, nor did they have such abundant teaching resources and great medicines. Martial arts was not as developed as today, but they had something in abundance, real battle experience. Outside the temple halls in the world of martial artists, it was a lawless place, full of constant battles fought amidst the flash of swords and the blood of rivalries. Boom! As danger approached, Lu Chenju instinctively struck out with his palm. Crackle and pop, sparkling electricity flashed at his fingertips. Tiger Claw 13 slaps, thunderclap strikes the void. The grindstone-like face was hung on the city wall like a painted scroll. Lu Chenju leaped, then his right leg swung like a tiger's tail breaking the air. A kick shook the wall. Golden power surged from his footsole, exploding with a loud bang. Void thing dead. Having fought up to this point, Lu Chenju had lost count of how many void things he had hunted. He looked at the clock. He had been in continuous combat for 5 hours and was a bit tired. Fighting wasn't just about throwing punches. It required one's spirit to be highly tense. It was only because the invading void things were weaker that Lu Chenju hadn't exhausted much chi power. If he were to battle an equally matched great void, not to mention 5 hours, even a quarter of an hour could drain a person's chi power. Martial artist's endurance still wasn't enough. "Brother Lu, take a break, I'll take over." Wang Handao's robust figure emerged from the mist. Lu Chenju said, "All right, how are your injuries?" Wang Hando laughed. "I wasn't injured, just exhausted. I rested all afternoon, then took a martial arts elixir. Now I've recovered mostly. I can handle a fight, and I've also communicated with the heavenly heart mark, just the right time to test the might of my whale form true skill." Chapter 339, 227 Martial Arts Realm. 3 great saints reveal themselves. 5 updates, seeking double monthly tickets for 4K/2. He had learned the whale form true skill, known as myriad whales chasing flow fist. Its power was immense, capable of withstanding direct confrontations and rarely met with equals. Myriad whale form. Wang Hongdao's presence surged sky-high, transforming into a colossal whale standing by the city wall, his gigantic body shielding Chenju in front, providing Chenju the chance to catch his breath and take some restorative medicine. "How is the situation over there?" He looked toward the other side of the mountain. Li Tianwang had suppressed that pale, moon-like face in the sky. Around him was the divine-like domain of the Heavenly King, formerly known as the Martial Arts Realm. The so-called Law Realm is fundamentally about using the powerful will of martial arts and spiritual power, relying on the martial arts inner realm, to manifest one's personal understanding of vague concepts like martial arts and fist theory from the spiritual world into the physical world. The Law Realm contains a martial artist's lifetime of enlightenment. It's their abode of the Tao, an immortal's purple mansion, a Buddhist's spiritual platform, and heaven's Bai Yujing. Protection from the Law Realm allows one to proceed further on the path of martial arts. The moment the Law Realm descends marks the time when the Heavenly King gets serious. Many confrontations that are just demonstrations usually end once the Law Realm is released, because the loser perceives their opponent's invincible will and immense martial arts foundation. Of course, the Law Realm is just one aspect. In real life-or-death battles, the outcome is another matter. Chenju was concerned. Li Tianwang has already slain a demon emperor. Does he have enough strength left to slay another, even more terrifying sky ghost? Sky ghosts, anciently known as phantom emperors. Compared to demon emperors, sky ghosts are more fearsome. It's said that sky ghosts use powerful spiritual power to create nightmares, invade the human world, spread fear and malevolence, and cause catastrophes to enhance their powers. They're akin to a lesser version of an evil god. Considering the Heart Happiness sect in Sioux City, Chenju had reason to suspect that Chen Yanjing's superior was this very sky ghost under the command of Forget Sorrow Mother. Boom, boom, boom. The ground tremored. A deep, harsh roar echoed. Under the influence of the remnant martial arts will, the headless demon emperor stirred, akin to the mythic Xingqian as it opened its eyes. Those were two blood-red eyes on its chest, devoid of any spiritual essence. The demon emperor's 3 souls and 7 spirits had dispersed, and it was dead, but the remaining will was hard to eradicate quickly. Commonly called obsession. Some scholars from the Void Realm speculated that the origins of ghostly beings might be from the malevolent and obsessive thoughts of human-based creatures gathering cold energy, akin to the undying martial arts will and heavenly heart imprints of martial arts, representing the spiritual side of beings. The counterparts to ghostly beings are demons, who often possess steel-hard bodies and incredible innate powers, much like the well-tempered bodies of martial artists. Though a hypothesis, it held some logic. Demons lacked souls and were not complete beings. Their innate powers were also difficult to use. But the body of the 500-meter-tall demon emperor, driven by obsession and needing only to breathe, could devastate an entire town. It walked toward the stronghold, each step like that of a rusting machine, making the ground and mountains shake. Mist split under the invisible imposing force. Although the green fire leader had died, the energy dissipating from his body also formed a ring-like halo of green flames around him. Numerous giant faces vanished in an instant, and even the void showed signs of cracking. "We're done. The green fire leader has risen." "What do we do? Li Tianwang's fight isn't over yet." This might just be the enemy's strategy to lure the tiger away from the mountain. Rocket after rocket streaked across the sky, flaming with red and blue tails, all hitting the green fire leader precisely, yet they were blocked by the surrounding green flames. These were formed from the vast lingering energy within the demon emperor. Seeing the demon emperor drawing less than 10 kilometers from the stronghold, the dissipating invisible force was so overwhelming that everyone struggled to breathe. Suddenly, a figure appeared above the heavens, stepping on the void, sending ripples spreading out and landing in front of the demon emperor. This figure was dressed in Taehang's soaring dragon's training clothes, his robe fluttering with the wind. He stood with his hands behind his back, emitting the aura of a great grandmaster, profound and majestic. Roar! A tiger's roar that shook all directions reverberated. The surrounding heaven and earth cleared of mist. A streak of silver light burst forth from the imposing figure, manifesting as a colossal black tiger whose shoulder height matched that of a 30-story building, its bright silver fur shimmering, radiating divine light in waves. Roar! The sound of a dragon's roar echoed. A white dragon, 100 meters in length, coiled beside the black tiger, its whiskers fluttered, golden dragon eyes dazzling, clutching a round dragon ball in its mouth. Screech! A sharp, clear tritone sounded. 100-meter wingspan vermilion bird, like the mythic 4 symbols, vermilion bird, made its appearance, its wings pounding, magma dripping. 3 mythical beasts of majestic descent. Black tiger spirit, white dragon spirit, vermilion bird spirit. With a raise of his right hand, 3 streaks of flowing light burst forth from within him, circling around the 3 holy beast spirits, the divine weapons, blazing light reaching the skies, illuminating the deep, dark night. Within the stronghold, a chorus of gasps. White dragon bright silver spear. Mystic tiger crescent saber. Vermilion bird sky burning sword. The martial arts prodigies from other schools watched with bright eyes in reverence. The trialists from Dragon City were even more excited, nearly ablaze. Principal Wang. Cool. Principal is cultivating the dragon, the tiger, and the bird simultaneously. Strong will, strong spirit, great talent, awesome. Every martial artist from Dragon City was filled with immense pride, including many from the military tiger form fist experts born in Dragon City, who, upon seeing Principal Wang appear, couldn't help but shed tears of old age. Before Mountain Lord Wu Long, the head of Dragon City's tiger form sect had indeed been Principal Wang. Originally possessing only the mystic tiger crescent saber, upon acquiring the other 2 divine weapons, he took this as an opportunity to also cultivate the dragon form and the bird form, relinquishing his original title Mountain Lord to Wu Long, renaming himself as 3 Extreme Saint, determined to cultivate all 3 forms. Principal Wang's master was a deceased martial arts king from Dragon City, Mountain Lord Junjiao, the first tiger form heavenly king, and the one most likely to break through the 7th shackles to reach the absolute peak. Sadly, he came up just short. Before his death, Junjiao left a will, passing on all his tiger form knowledge to Wang Changming, bestowing upon him the title of Mountain Lord, thereby establishing an unwritten rule within the tiger form sect, where the Mountain Lord denotes the head of the sect. Although tiger form had a large base of martial artists, besides Jun Jiao, up until now, there was no second heavenly king. Wang Changming was indeed the first in tiger form. No one on the scene was prouder than Lu Chenju, because the person who was majestic and tall, accompanied by dragon, tiger, and vermilion bird, wielding 3 top-level divine weapons, was his master. With all 3 weapons deployed, even a martial arts king can be shaken. My master is already at the great grandmaster's end realm, infinitely close to the martial arts king among the top rankings. Intercepting the body driven by the unique obsession of a demon emperor should undoubtedly be no issue, and we are safe. From his spirit, it's clear that my master's cultivation in tiger form is far above that of the dragon and the bird. This giant black tiger, and the black tiger I saw in the heavenly heart mark, actually have a resemblance, meaning my master's tiger form divine intent is unparalleled in the world. The one who held half the territory was that deceased old mountain lord, a top-level expert who faltered at the 7th shackles. Alas, the top-level combat power of tiger form is indeed not as good as that of dragon form. After becoming stronger, Lu Chenju somewhat understood Hong Fu's obsession, the elephant form sect, which had the most cultivators but hadn't even broken through the 6th, let alone the 7th. Then this important task is left to my master and me. Revitalizing the glory of tiger form, the duty of our sect cannot be denied. The main god demon-like body of green fire moved increasingly fast, its obsession instinctively driving it towards the scene's strongest presence, the 3 extreme saint, green flames engulfing all directions. The 3 extreme saint stood immovable as a mountain, his right foot stepping forward into the void. Instantly, it seemed as if an invisible mirror shattered in the space between heaven and earth, a terrifying gale sweeping across all directions, the sound of a tiger's roar echoing through the mountains. Chapter 340. 228 Mountain Lord Seeking Tao, Qianqi Flying to Sky, Lu Wu Demonic 6 Updates, combined 2 and 15K seeking double monthly tickets. Under his training clothes, his flesh was like sand, his tendons and fascia like iron, his skin like red copper, his bones like bright silver, his internal organs gilded. Extraordinary and otherworldly, his body hummed like that of an immortal or divine being. Wind, thunder, fire, and lightning flickered and filled the air. Inside his martial arts inner realm, 590 heavenly stars twinkled in the firmament above, connected by starlight, resonating with a hum, and an unimaginable power of starlight emerged, filling the space between heaven and earth. Starlight spread from his body and flowed over Wang Changming's exterior, transforming into heavenly god armor. After the martial arts master, True Qi metamorphosed into True Gang. The official academic term from the Martial Arts Association is 9 Mountains True Gang, 9 mountains referring to the 3 mountains, 5 mountains, and Kunlun Mountain. It represents the different levels of True Gang. After reaching the end realm of a master, one must unify the 9 mountains True Gang to break the 4th shackle. After the Grandmaster, True Gang will undergo a qualitative change. From the mountain realm, ascend to the sea realm. The stage is called 4 Seas True Gang. The full name, 5 Lakes and 4 Seas. The 4 seas refer to the mythological eastern, southern, western, and northern seas, inhabited by the Dragon King. The 5 lakes are Dongting, Poyang, Hongs, Tehu, and Yunmeng. Martial artists harbor the universe within them. Their hearts encompass the world. Their martial arts inner realm land even recreates the rivers and mountains of Dezia, the 3 mountains and 5 mountains, the 5 lakes and 4 seas, and they name the levels of True Gang accordingly. Qi that devours Yumeng Lake, strength that could shake Yuyang City. After the mountain and sea realms, heaven and earth take shape. At this time there must be light. Thus, in the inner scenery land, the acupoints for the 3rd time allow True Gang to change qualitatively. The True Gang of a great Grandmaster is Star Primordial True Gang. Its defensive power is nearly capable of withstanding most conventional weapons, attacks, preventing the body from being vaporized by the instantaneous extreme temperatures of an explosion, and spared from the agony of being torn apart by shock waves. Star Primordial True Gang clothed in armor, the 3 extreme saint reach for the mystic tiger crescent saber, and with a swing, starlight transformed into a saber light, turning into a band of light that spanned void. Mountain Lord Seeking Tao. The terrifying saber light struck the demon emperor, who staggered back step by step, shaking the mountains and the earth, while the three extreme saint pressed the attack, the white dragon and vermilion bird flanking and assaulting the demon emperor from both sides. The three extreme saints' movement technique soared with each step into the clouds, his momentum also climbing. The ink tiger Chi Po roared skyward, and behind him, a pair of thunder and lightning wings surprisingly sprouted. Kianki soaring to the heavens. He swung the Yanyu saber with the force to cleave Hua Mountain. The sharp saber light plowed a kilometer-long trench into the earth. The demon emperor was shaken into the ground below, its legs riddled with spreading cracks. It bellowed as instinctual persistence made it leap up, its giant fists charging toward the blue sky. The ink tiger Chi Po changed again. One by one, tiger tails emerged, ultimately 9 tails thrashing wildly, the giant tiger's form twisting, a dense and impenetrable tail whip stirring the sea of clouds, covering the sky. Even the head of the ink tiger transformed into a sacred and majestic visage, expressionless, a face neither male nor female. At this moment, the three extreme saints' left hand wielded the saber, the right hand the gun, and behind him, the vermilion bird held a divine sword in its beak, saber, gun, and sword. The three divine weapons of the three extremes, descended with majestic might like heavenly authority. Lu Wu demonic purge. At this moment, he transformed into the mythological tiger god Lu Wu. The three divine weapons shone like a waterfall of light, forcibly knocking the headless demon emperor to the ground, its feet stabbing into the earth and forming a colossal pit, shock waves shaking the city walls. After this blow, the newly burgeoning persistence of the green fire entity was shattered. The invisible aura dissipated once again, but the remaining will still existed. The three extreme saint landed on the trunk of the green fire entity, positioning the divine weapons in a triangular formation and plunging them into the surrounding ground. Black, white, and red pillars of light shot up into the sky, forming a barrier. His gaze turned to Lu Chenju on the city wall, saying, "I need to suppress the will of the green fire entity, you carry on." Inside the stronghold, Fang Zhu's face was flushed with excitement as she said, 3 strikes to kill the demon emperor's remains." Li Fu also clapped and said, "Strong, incredibly strong, worthy of being the three extreme saint. Brother Lu has truly taken Principal Wang as his mentor. I am truly envious. Principal Wang is not far from being a heavenly king. Most of the martial arts geniuses just take grandmasters as their mentors." Ding Jinkyu said enviously. "Indeed, a disciple of a heavenly king has such presence." Guo Bai said, "Brother Lu truly has the right time, place, and people. I can't even imagine what level of achievement he will reach in the future. He may well surpass Grandmaster." Lu Chenju took a moment to rest and recover his strength, his mind filled with the 3 breathtaking, peerless tiger form attacks he had just witnessed, replaying like footage in a video loop. Witnessing his master's true power, he gained tremendously, and in the depths of his mind, his understanding of fist theory seemed to deepen a little more, as if he was on the verge of an epiphany. "These 3 strikes will give me plenty to ponder for a long time." Lu Chenju stood up instinctively, practicing Tiger Claw 13 slaps. In his mind, the movements of the ink tiger continually resurfaced, revealing the charm of a great grandmaster. "I feel like the master intentionally showed me this." But he wasn't the only one who benefited. Other nearby practitioners of tiger form fist, elephant form lineage, and even other boxing lineages gained from watching the battle up close. Top-level fighters seldom collide and struggle in the mortal world. Such opportunities are rare, unless one personally attends the all-nations martial arts competition held every decade. Unbeknownst to him, the leaves on the branches were shining brightly. Lu Chenju's face lit up with joy. Goodness, another inspiration. This month's inspirations were indeed becoming more frequent. He set aside his tiredness and began to practice his fist technique. Fortunately, the consumption of energy by the third-rate fist technique was not high. Unwittingly, he had practiced the fist technique for 3 hours, immersed in it. Meanwhile, in the midst of the fog, it seemed as if even more powerful countenances began to appear. Even a shadow-level great void had recently broken into the stronghold, but was blocked by strong fighters. In the area under Dragon City's responsibility, several great voids had intruded. The trialists took turns to fight, resting intermittently, all battled to the point of exhaustion. They consumed martial arts elixir like it was free, replenishing their depleted bodies. Chapter 341, 228 Mountain Lord Seeking Tao, Qianqi Flying to Sky, Lu Wu Demonic 6 updates, combined 2 and 1 5K Seeking Double monthly tickets. /2. Fang Zhu said, "Everyone hold on. Although this battle is difficult, if we can safely get through it, I believe everyone will reap great rewards and advance even further." Wang Heng laughed heartily. Such an opportunity is truly once in a lifetime. Fight, exhilarating. He was a typical battle fanatic who liked to seek breakthroughs in extreme life and death fights, which was different from Lu Chenju, who preferred to let things take their natural course. There's no helping it, Lu Chenju has the martial arts tree. There was no need to overly pursue breakthroughs between life and death. Humans can't be lucky every time. Suddenly, Lu Chenju leaped down from the city wall, striding through the air. His body twisted, his right arm bent backward, and then he lashed forward with a bow-like strike. Tiger Claw 13 slaps heavenly return slap. A millstone-faced creature attempting to sneak attack Wang Heng from behind was sent flying, engulfed by a golden light explosion, erased. Landing on the ground, Lu Chenju said to Wang Heng, "Brother Wang, take a break for a while, I'll take over." Lu Chenju realized that Wang Heng's reactions had noticeably dulled. This was a sign of physical exertion not keeping up with his techniques and brain. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. There are limits to human endurance. Wang Heng reluctantly said, "Be careful, I'll rest for 2 hours." He ran to a corner and took great medicine to recuperate his strength. Lu Chenju looked at the martial arts tree. Tiger Claw 13 slaps, great success 45%. "Come, let the battle begin." Lu Chenju roared, his tiger claws swiping like door panels back and forth, golden light emerging sporadically in the void, preventing any ordinary void things from getting close. While fighting, he reminisced about his master's attacks. Master's 3 moves actually represent the 3 fundamental divine skills of the Tiger Form School. The lower-grade body technique divine skill, Flying Sky Qianqi body. The middle-level fist technique divine skill, Mountain Lord Inquiry Fist. And the upper-level inner strength divine skill, Lu Wu Demonic Scripture. These 3 represented the epitome of Tiger Form movement technique, fist technique, and inner strength. The unique divine skills of other Tiger Form practitioners varied only slightly. Understanding any single one could make one famous within the Tiger Form School, akin to a one-generation Grandmaster. Countless real battles, the 3 strikes from the great Grandmaster. These insights cleared Lu Chenju's mind like a mirror, subtly elevating his fist theory. The cultivation of Tiger Claw 13 slaps also improved faster than usual mechanical punching, approaching sublime mastery. Unconsciously, the battle had moved deep into the night in the human world. On the martial arts tree, proficiency occasionally increased. Lu Chenju no longer paid attention, focusing solely on punching and killing enemies. Human world. Imperial capital, headquarters of the Martial Arts Association. A figure sliced through the clouds and landed on the ground. It was Wan Shixian. A staff member hurriedly approached. "President, there's been a disturbance at the Tehu virtual realm. A new type of void thing has emerged, probably the work of the Heart Happiness sect." Another staff member also reported. "There's also a disturbance in southern border's 100,000 mountains. A presence suspected to be above the Void Emperor emerged from the Forbidden Zone. Currently, the Dragon and Tiger Grand Sky Master has also returned to the human world and is heading to the southern border." Wan Shixian inquired, "Anything else?" The staff member nodded. "The uninhabited area in Qing Province, the 5 Girls Mountain in Shu, the Nasi Lake in the western regions. The Void Realm converging point found in the eastern international waters, they all exhibit abnormal activities." Wan Shixian said, "I see." Back at the command center, Wan Shixian looked at the screen showing red lights over the danger zones. "Those chaps from the Forbidden Zone have been lying low for so long. They are indeed planning something big, huh? On one hand, they send Void Emperors and Void Venerables to attack humanity's Oasis City, distracting the absolute peak and top-level experts, while on the other, they coordinate with more wild convergence points, colluding with human world sects on the inside and the outside to stir up unrest, leaving the martial artists stretched thin." The existence of the Forbidden Zone Supremes was extremely powerful. Wan Shixian wasn't sure how powerful, but certainly above the absolute peak. Otherwise, he would have flattened the Forbidden Zone by now. Humanity's greatest advantage was that these supreme beings, due to some rules, couldn't leave. However, how long the situation could last was unclear. In the past, the emergence of just some void kings and great void kings from within the Forbidden Zone were enough to cause disaster to the human world, with rivers of blood and the fall of mighties. All of a sudden, something caught Wan Shixian's intuition. His figure ascended high into the sky, and within the rolling clouds, a figure emerged barely visible, with a pair of glittering golden dragon eyes looking his way. Wan Shixian asked, "Star River City hasn't been attacked." The figure in the clouds shook its head. "An unknown void venerable led a void tide here, but I've destroyed it. I suspect this is the Forbidden Zone's master probing our absolute peak strength. I was concerned about changes in the human realm and came to check on the situation." Wan Shixian said, "There aren't any void venerables in Imperial Capital City for now. If the strength of the void venerables is only this much, does Zia can withstand it? What's unclear is the maximum combat power that the Forbidden Zone's beings can muster. If it surpasses the absolute peak, then we're in trouble." The figure in the clouds laughed. "President, you're about to break through 8th, right? Ha, don't worry, I'm not probing for information. I've just entered the absolute peak not long ago, and although I have several divine skills giving me some combat power, I'm still far from you on the path to breaking through 8th. Wan Shixian sighed. "A bit more is needed. Breaking through 8th is much more challenging than breakthrough 7. I wonder if the other 11 comrades have found the right path. There's not much time left." Hearing this, the figure in the clouds chuckled lightly. "Given your personality, a bit more means success is certain. I'm here to congratulate you in advance for your breakthrough 8th success. Take the martial arts mountain peak in the inner realm a notch higher." After speaking, the golden dragon eyes disappeared into the sea of clouds, vanishing without a trace. Wan Shixian looked at the cloud sea and murmured to himself. Chapter 342, 228 Mountain Lord Seeking Tao, Qianqi Flying to Sky, Lu Wu Demonic 6 Updates, Combined 2 and 15K Seeking Double Monthly Tickets, /3. Martial Arts Projection. Dragon King's spiritual cultivation has also made progress, he mused. If he could, like Dai Hengyan, preside over the void realm, while also condensing a spiritual incarnation in the human world, there wouldn't be a need to run back and forth. The key still lies in the one path to three forms method. A long time ago, the Taoist giants were jointly researching a new supreme divine skill. It was named One Path to Three Forms. This was not the clone technique, but rather used a powerful martial arts will, persistent as obsession, to form outside the body three will incarnations of nearly absolute peak combat power, which could be seen as another form of heavenly ghost. In this way, if the human world encountered the presence of a void venerable, relying on the three absolute peak incarnations, they would have the strength for a fight and wouldn't need to worry about falling for a strategy of luring the tiger away from the mountain. Of course, this also weakened the void realm body somewhat. However, if they encountered an enemy that needed to be faced with full strength, they could at any time dissolve the three forms, allowing the power of the three forms to traverse realms back into the body within the void realm, instantly recovering peak strength. There was no helping it. There were too few at the absolute peak. Facing the rapidly changing situation in the void realm, it wasn't possible to produce new absolute peak fighters in the short term, so this was the only solution. A sleepless night passed. Martial artists were being urgently conscripted by the military to join the battle at the oasis. On the other side of Black Bone Mountain, Li Tianwang and the giant face with human features had both disappeared. The spiritual shock waves from the giant face were so extensive they were impossible to guard against completely. To ensure the safety of their stronghold, Li Tianwang had driven it into the catastrophe forbidden zone, where the battle was still not over. As the heavenly ghost faded away, the fog seemed to thin a little. Inside the stronghold, in the area under Dragon City's responsibility, everyone was extremely weary. Even with shifts in battle, the few hours of rest was hardly enough for recovery. Li Jia was also injured, worn out, and nearly dead from a covert mental assault by the Great Void. It's ill-advised to drive while fatigued, and the same goes for fighting. At this time, the body's immune system was significantly weakened. Even Lu Chenju, who had iron crotch skill, was pale and exhausted, suffering from internal injuries caused by the penetrating cold of the evil power. Lu Chenju's internal organs felt as if they were frozen, and his qi blood circulated with difficulty, creating friction in the muscles. He summoned his yang qi to contend with the evil power. His ability to hold out until now was due to a combination of his willpower, the great medicine, and the positive feedback from his ever-increasing martial arts proficiency. Over the course of the night, he had fought for double the time of the others. Everyone saw this. Once the rest was over, Fang Zhu came over to take over. "Brother Lu, take a break." Lu Chenju, his expression focused, exerted his last bit of power, and his tiger claw shattered a great void creature of the initial realm before him. He watched as the martial arts tree flowered and successfully bore fruit. Tiger Claw 13 slaps, perfection. All right. Lu Chenju's body trembled, and he almost didn't stay on his feet. This is really my limit. My body is a bit deficient. Before setting out, he had spent 500 points of merit to purchase 10 blood-returning pills and 200 for a single rejuvenation pill. To avoid future complications, he took the rejuvenation pill, and instantly a tremendous green mysterious power surged into his limbs and body, showering the injured muscles like rain, eradicating the chilling evil power, and beginning the recovery of hidden injuries. As expected of the rejuvenation pill, the medicinal effect is terrifying. In fact, the formulations of the blood-returning pill and the rejuvenation pill were similar, with the difference that the rejuvenation pill's formula contained a greater proportion of the heavenly materials and earthly treasures green emperor grass. Lu Chenju regained some color in his complexion and patiently waited for his body and mind to heal when suddenly, a great void creature broke through everyone's defensive line and attacked him. Lu Chenju was about to draw his gun when a familiar figure flew down from the city wall like a swallow soaring over Shanghai, kicking midair, his pale blue power blowing the great void creature away. The man turned around and said, "Chenju, rest now. Don't overexert yourself to the point of damaging your foundation." The person who came was Jai Xuantong. He had heard at the school that there was a disturbance in the Tehu virtual realm, that many martial artists had been conscripted to resist the void tide, and no matter what, he couldn't calm down to open the acupoint. Opening the acupoint, what a joke. My disciple was still in there, condition unknown. Old Jai promptly volunteered for the military, choosing to come inside to hunt void. However, when he saw that Principal Wang had also come, he felt a sense of relief in his heart. Sure enough, no harm befell his disciple. Lu Chenju smiled and said, "Master, be careful, I'll be fine." Both of his masters had come. Did Li Gui come as well? It probably wouldn't be everyone, after all. The school can't send all their strong fighters to the void realm, in case other sects take advantage of the situation. Who would protect those non-martial artist students? Jai Xuantong moved about rapidly, at times skimming the water like a swallow, at times drilling into the sky. His agile fists and palms struck from all directions, gradually suppressing the initial realm great void creature. Seeing his master handling it well, Lu Chenju was also reassured. While fighting, Jai Xuantong couldn't help but laugh and say, "You've undergone quite the transformation this month, not just in chi blood, but also in an intangible power and the rhythm of your punches. Very strong, very strong." Lu Chenju replied, "A month of continuous slaughter. Just the great void creatures of the initial realm. I've killed quite a few, indeed reaping rich rewards and also enhancing my combat experience significantly." "That's good, growing amidst battle." Jai Xuantong stopped talking and focused on the enemy. Lu Chenju looked toward the martial arts tree in his mind. Divine Seed Tiger Claw, first rank. Effect 1, Tiger's Wisdom at level 1. Effect 2, Tiger Form at level 1. Indeed, just 2 special effects left. Whoosh! The Yannian saber cut through the sky, slicing the giant face in half. Blue power burst forth like fireworks, brightly colorful. Old Jai stood with his saber, gazing up into the sky at a 45-degree angle, carrying a mature charm unique to an older man. "Good." Lu Chenju clapped and said, "The master is indeed a seasoned fighter of the middle realm." He remembered that old Jai had opened 60 acupoints a long time ago, now perhaps nearing 70. With higher levels of power, combined with having cultivated the seagull's proud sky palm, divine skill to perfection, his strength not weaker than his own. The applause from his disciple also pleased old Jai. "You keep resting, I'm just warming up. It's been a while since I've fought. Indeed feels a bit rusty." Chapter 343. 229 An area of 10 feet, invincible with me in it. Divine Spear descends from the heavens 7 updates. Combined 5K words, seeking monthly tickets. Human world. Tonight it was Mid-Autumn Festival. The sky was overcast, with the full moon blurred. Police drones periodically swept across the sky, and Sioux City seemed peaceful and harmonious, where ordinary people gathered to celebrate reunion, yet many were in foreign lands of the otherworld. Pingjiang Police Station. Lu Feng, unable to reunite with his daughter, had a solemn expression. Officers kept coming in to report on the security situation of the night. Director Lu, so far there is no trace of sect activities. Director Lu, our undercover in the Heart Happiness sect has been found by the evil god. Director Lu. On the mobile phone, a text message from his daughter arrived. Dad, when are you coming home? On the phone, it was the voice of his teacher, Gong Ju. Lu Feng, you must protect Sioux City. Soon, I will be promoted to Great Grandmaster, and then together, master and disciple, we will rectify the cults of Sioux City and fight those bulls, ghosts, snakes, and gods to the end. Only then will we live up to the title the Grandmaster has passed on to me. Absolute God traceless, no God in this world. Family, country, world affairs, every word entered his ears. Lu Feng picked up the phone and replied to his daughter and teacher. He put down the phone and closed his eyes. Beside him, Duan Lingyu voiced her worry. As of now, the only great Grandmaster left in Sioux City is the Cold Mountain Elder, and half of the Grandmasters from the top martial arts universities were transferred inside the Tehu virtual realm. Lu Feng said calmly, "It's not just Sioux City. Nearly half of the Oasis City has been attacked by the Void Tide. It's premeditated. The evil gods from the forbidden areas might have formed an alliance." Duan Lingyu said, "The evil gods have gone to great lengths to invade the human world. Isn't it just to devour the human world and harvest the faith of myriad beings? These guys, actually willing to work together." Lu Feng said, "Don't forget the past events when De Zia faced the invasion from all nations. Although the evil gods repel and fight each other, a union is still possible for the sake of taking down the human world sooner." Somewhere in Sioux City, 4 figures stood under the night. Protector Su of the Blue Lotus sect, Lion Roar Protector Dao Long of the Holy Master sect, Tang Zheng, and one was a svelte and ravishing beauty of a young woman. Tang Zheng said with a smile, "Are you the future spokeswoman of the Heart Happiness sect in Sioux City?" The beautiful woman replied, "That's correct." Dao Long's eyes roamed over this enchanting woman and asked with a smile, "What name may I address you by?" The beautiful woman replied, "Gu Kainkian." Protector Su asked, "May I inquire, Protector Gu, how is the situation inside the Tehu virtual realm?" Protector Gu replied, "The situation is very favorable. Our Lord sent the Moonlight Bodhisattva to successfully restrain the principle of Ime, and the broken body of green fire lured the principle of Dragon City away. Now looking across Sioux City, the only one who can pose a threat to us is the Cold Mountain Elder." Tang Zheng said, "Yet we must not underestimate Lu Feng. This man is a master of both internal and external martial arts." Protector Gu said, "Then let's proceed with the plan. There's no time to lose, or else martial arts powerhouses from other parts of De Zia will rush to support Sioux City, and all our previous preparations will be in vain." Under the cover of dark, the 4 figures quietly vanished. Sioux City was shrouded in endless gloomy clouds. Outside Gusu City, at the Hanshin Temple by midnight, the bell tolls reached the guest boats. Inside the ancient temple, the Cold Mountain Elder returned to the place he was familiar with. Years ago, he had left home for the monastic life at Hanshin Temple. After achieving the way, he became a Grandmaster, founded the Pingjiang Martial Arts University, and transformed it from a bottom-ranked university to a first-class institution, second only to the 24-School Alliance. The elder walked slowly up to the bell tower. He sat cross-legged, reciting the Lotus Sutra engraved on the ancient bell. "I recall past lives, countless eons ago." This bell was also an ancient object left by his ancestors. Ancestors of the Zhang family had also given birth to Grandmaster powerhouses. Suddenly, the moonlight over the Hanshin Temple seemed to turn into a blood moon, and within the gloomy clouds, the figure of a creature with a human head and a dog's body with wings on its back emerged quietly. The top-level Great Void King, Blood Heavenly Dog. The Cold Mountain Elder seemed to ignore him, continuing his recitation. Speaking fluent De Zia language, the Blood Heavenly Dog said, "1,000 years ago, it was right here that I battled your ancestor at the peak, devoured him, and was about to flourish when the bald monks of Gold Mountain Monastery banished me back to the void realm. 1,000 years have changed the sea into mulberry fields. Now that the supreme beings are reviving, the human world will finally belong to our kind. After expressing its emotions, the figure transformed into a streak of blood light. Heavenly dog swallows the moon. Blood feasts on the human world for 3,000 nights. Dong! The bell of the Hanshin temple sounded as usual, and the cold mountain elder opened his eyes. Behind him, a golden-haired sleeping lion had unknowingly awakened. The lion shone with golden light, its eyes like copper bells. Roar! As the bell's chime faded, the roar exploded through heaven and earth, shaking 100 miles. Like a thunderclap unleashed, like a deluge bursting forth. The blood-heavenly dog's expression changed drastically, filled with dread, as if it recalled some painful past. It forcefully stopped its movement, turning into a blood light aiming to flee far away. Vajra lion roar. No, this is ordinary martial arts. It can't induce such innate terror in me. What relation does the Cold Mountain Elder have with that person from Gold Mountain Monastery 1,000 years ago? In olden times, there was a great grandmaster at Gold Mountain Monastery in Jiangnan. He understood heavenly patterns as if he were a true Buddha among men. Inspired by Shaolin's Vajra lion roar, he created the world's sole divine-level sound wave martial arts. The heavenly dragon 8 sounds. Once the 8 sounds were uttered, pronouncements followed the law. A single word subdued demons, a phrase vanquished ghosts. This martial arts did not harm humans much, but was specialized in vanquishing evil beings. After the great grandmaster passed away, the ghost kings and demon kings of various strongholds joined forces, raised Gold Mountain Monastery, and destroyed the heavenly dragon 8 sounds to end the lineage. The blood-heavenly dog hadn't anticipated. This divine skill that terrified it to the core had reappeared. The Cold Mountain Elder struck the ancient bell and said indifferently, "Let's settle the karma from 1,000 years ago today." 8 sounds heavenly dragon hammer. The golden-haired lion shifted and transformed into 8 heavenly dragons. Where the sound waves reached, the heavenly dragons followed. Propelled by martial arts, the speed of the sound waves far exceeded that of so-called sound speed. Chapter 344, 229. An area of 10 feet, invincible with me in it, divine spear descends from the heavens. 7 updates. Combined 5K words seeking monthly tickets. /2. The great Void King, although fast fleeing, was still swept away by the sound waves. 8 heavenly dragons intertwined, forming a golden hammer hundreds of feet long, crashing down from the sky. Boom! The invisible sound waves fiercely descended. Besides the blood-heavenly dog, even a fish in the river drifted as if unwounded because only demon ghosts could sense these sound waves. Neither ordinary people nor martial artists could hear them. If the sound wave kill couldn't be heard, naturally, it inflicted no damage. Damn it! After the hammer strike, the blood-heavenly dog was covered with cracks, and its evil energy dispersed. The Cold Mountain Elder said emotionlessly, "It's time to depart." Time passed. Unbeknownst to them, it was already early morning. The 29th day of their trial. In the catastrophe forbidden zone, intense fluctuations were intermittently transmitted. Faintly, the entire base trembled. The might of the Heavenly King was terrifying indeed. In the Dragon City managed area. "Master, you should rest, I'm almost done." Lu Chenju stood up, stretching his muscles. The great medicine of 200 powers was effective. After resting for a few hours, his internal injuries were nearly healed and his strength had returned. Of course, it was also related to his iron crotch skill. For others, it would be hard to recover so swiftly and vigorously. Jai Chuantong was emitting white smoke all over his body, like a rain swallow drenched by sea water. "It's okay, can your teacher still hold on?" "Master, I'm truly fine now." "Really?" "Yes, I've taken the rejuvenation pill." "All right then, I leave this trial opportunity to you." Jai Chuantong was utterly exhausted, leaning against the wall, his breath heavy as a bull's. A green pill fell into his palm, and Lu Chenju's voice followed. "Master, focus on your breath." Jai Chuantong did not refuse. He picked up the pill and ate it, his mouth corners involuntarily smiling. Although the pill was bitter to him, it was as sweet as the sugar pills of his childhood. This disciple so filial. Elsewhere, Lu Chenju gazed at the martial arts tree. White tiger breaking army spear, Great success, 66%. Come on, let you all become the stepping stones on my path of the divine spear. After a full day of fierce fighting, Lu Chenju finally drew the spear. From the spear bag, the spiritually sympathetic tiger gall emitted a resounding hum. It was excitedly trembling. As if to say, after so long, you finally deigned to use me. The spear vibrated, thrusting forward. Lu Chenju, not even needing to use his innate strength, smashed a mid-danger level void thing. Long-term honing and heart-to-heart connection, with the spear skill approaching great success, the divine spear already carried his aura and the will of martial arts. Such mere aura alone was enough to easily exterminate mundane void things. On another side, in Fang Zhu's hand, the Phoenix Forest divine sword tore through the dark night, the blade generating a powerful wind accompanied by a phoenix cry, and a majestic black giant bird emerged from its aura. The black phoenix spread its wings, clearing away the mist. A mid-level great void perished at its sound, reduced to ash. Fang Zhu practiced the black phoenix scorcher, a true skill-level inner strength. Once mastered, one could cultivate a black phoenix power within oneself that would annihilate all things withered and dry. Resting Wang Honda witnessed this scene, his spirit slightly shaken. Defeat a middle realm in one strike. Indeed, none who can become chief are simple, though the divine weapon's help is not small. I too must take advantage of this trial to earn more battle merit and strive to exchange for a divine weapon hammer, to be paired perfectly with the whale-form fist. Other people in Dragon City also cheered loudly. So strong, the all-nations martial arts competition will surely bring fame. Li Fu, shredding a void thing with his dragon claw, gave a thumbs up and said, "Class leader awesome." Fang Zhu smiled slightly, her gaze involuntarily shifting elsewhere. Brother Lu finally deigned to use the divine weapon. She had always wanted to witness Lu Chenju's spear skill. Now finally she had the chance. At this moment, Lu Chenju was completely immersed in the world of spear skill, a relatively safe but life-threatening combat opportunity, hard to come by. This trial, he aimed to perfect his spear skill, which would save him a significant amount of time for intense training. By the city wall, Jai Chuantong adjusted his breath while admiring his disciple's spear dance. Not bad, though I don't understand spear skills. Watching Chenju's movements and the artistic conception of his spear skill, he seems to be about to touch the second realm spear shape. Chenju systematically learned spear skills, just 2 months of time to achieve great success. This high-intensity trial was indispensable. Combat is indeed the best teacher. What one learns from books is superficial. True knowledge requires personal experience. Thus, learning is like martial arts. Without real combat, what's the point in practicing martial arts? It all comes down to mere fancy moves. Suddenly, a chilling wind passed by. Giggle, giggle. A creepy laughter sounded. Jai Chuantong's back chilled as he quickly moved away, only to see a blurry giant face suddenly appearing on the city wall behind him. The giant face passed through the wall, howling as it charged toward Jai Chuantong, its eyes bulging like copper bells, and its massive mouth spewing a ghastly green spiritual flame, searing the spirit. Such force, such terrifying extent. This is near the end realm of the Great Void. If it were his heyday, naturally, he could have contended with it. But old Jai was old now, diminished, and had fought all night. He gritted his teeth, pulled out Yan Yun, and prepared to fight. Damn, all around were young people. Such things, surely they couldn't be asked to do it. Old Jai fired himself up, his warrior spirit soaring. Master, let me. In a flash, a nimble figure descended from the sky, roaring as he landed, a mystic tiger flying behind him, aura intertwined with the long spear, thrusting straight out. White tiger breaking army mountain emergence. Hum hum. The spear trembled, its invisible momentum repelling the giant face. Jai Chuantong said, "This is an end realm great void, and you're merely middle realm of chi blood." Chapter 345, 229. A distance of 10 feet, I am invincible. Divine spear descends from heaven. 7 updates. 2 in 15K words for monthly ticket. /3. Master, trust me. Jai Chuantong didn't waver and said, "Disciple, if you cannot hold on, call for your teacher, and I will guard the other side. Rest assured, I never do things without certainty." Jai Chuantong guarded one side, while observing the movements on Lu Chenju's side. He muttered to himself, Middle realm chi blood, but without opening 60 orifices, the power is still of initial realm quality. It's difficult to want to fight against an end realm great void. After all, cross-training is more of a physical defense, generally ineffective against spiritual body-spirit attacks. However, looking at Lu Chenju's hopeful gaze, Jai Xuantong knew this child had waited too long for this battle. Indeed, it was so. Lu Chenju's battle intent had reached its peak. 1 month finally, I found a suitable opponent. A giant face enveloped by a yin wind like a ghastly pale moon passed through the mist, emitting disturbing, eerie laughter from all directions, throwing one's mind into chaos. A spiritual attack. Almost every ghostly creature had this method. This giant face's spiritual power was much stronger than that of the incense master of the Blue Lotus sect, but after a month of training, Lu Chenju had also improved significantly. After getting close to the attack, the beads in his hand emitted a soft glowing light, and a gentle breeze passed. The spiritual shock was cut by a third. The remaining 7 parts were easily blocked by mystic tiger spirit. Even there was no need to use tiger tai sui. Lu Chenju was greatly reassured. The most troublesome part about ghostly creatures was their spiritual attacks. If this great void's spiritual attack couldn't do anything to him, what was there to fear? Prepare to die. Golden power poured into the tiger gall divine spear. Spear in hand, Lu Chenju stepped forward, leapt up, his arm shaking, inch force bursting continuously, and under the principle of leverage, the long spear swung like a whip, enveloping the void a dozen feet in front of him, turning it into Lu Chenju's spear domain. Ordinary void things, upon contact, would surely die. White tiger breaking army tiger, roar formation. The giant face's spiritual body shape was twisted like a vortex by the invisible momentum and spear formation, looking even more terrifying. It released a spiritual attack while inflating into a round, building-height balloon. Boom! Green ghost fire poured, like a shattered silver bottle. An area of 30 feet all around was submerged in a pale green sea of fire. Lu Chenju's figure retreated, his long spear swirling like wind. The chi flow formed a tornado splitting the green fire. Faced with such unreasonable evil skills, even long cold weapons were useless. The high-level protective suit instantly frosted over a layer of green. The void force field sustained for a moment, then shattered. The cold overwhelmed Lu Chenju. He roared, his face flushed red, his body's hot blood boiling intensely, giving off high-temperature steam, his body covered in purple lightning. His potential was fully unleashed in a moment of crisis. The mystic tiger spirit appeared in the sea of fire, encircling Lu Chenju, forming a barrier with its intangible aura against the ghost fire attacking his soul and flesh. Lu Chenju's spear shook the ground as he soared up high, escaping from the sea of fire. After that, he displayed the wind step, jumping in second rank to the top of the gigantic face. Die. White tiger breaking army battlefield formation. The gigantic face obviously did not expect Lu Chenju to escape its surprise fire attack, and even more so, to countermove right beside it. Its form wavered as it headed toward the city wall behind, trying to phase through it and temporarily avoid the sharp edge. Lu Chenju jabbed his spear into the ground, clearly missing. With the spear bending, he utilized the rebound force to catapult into the sky, disappearing from sight. Old Jai looked up and couldn't help saying, "He knows how to play." On the ground, the gigantic face hadn't escaped. The mystic tiger burst out of the fire sea, roaring as it pounced, pinning the gigantic face to the ground. There was even a form of a tiger-headed humanoid with a huge sword on its back. As the tiger demon tai sui technique, first layer, was nearly perfected, Lu Chenju could already faintly merge tai sui's evil energy with his own aura. His might seemed boundless. The blade of Star Lord Tai Sui swiftly cleaved, its invisible aura's blade slicing the spiritual body of the gigantic face, followed by a seemingly slow, yet truly mountain-crashing slow blade. Quick blade for defense, slow blade for killing. The blade light split the gigantic face into two, its spiritual body slightly faded. Simultaneously, Lu Chenju had reached the high altitude of a 10-story building. Leaping like a carp over the Dragon Gate, he saw the battlefield outside the city walls. He saw Wang Hongdao and others fighting below. Lu Chenju, like a diver, twisted his body, turning head downward, legs upward, right leg forming a whirlwind, creating a high-pressure air mass that exploded with a bang. Boom, boom, boom. It was as if there were muffled thunders in the sky. Buzz, buzz, buzz. The majority of the golden power infused into his right arm. His robust muscles came to life, expanding, expanding, and expanding more. Finally, as majestic as a killin's arm, the bones and internal organs throughout Lu Chenju's body trembled, clashed, and charged up, emitting a piercing chorus of sinews and bones. Seen from afar, his right arm shone with a soul-capturing sacred golden light. White tiger breaking army wind and thunder formation. A beam of golden light descended from the height of a 10-story building, diving towards the ground at a speed beyond the capture of mortal eyes, the strong wind clearing the fog, revealing the huge face engaged with the mystic tiger spirit and tiger Tai Sui's aura. The huge face instinctively felt fear, its form ignited, a miserable green flame rising to form a fire tornado. In the golden light, Lu Chenju and the tiger gall divine spear were connected by heart, man and spear as one. The spear's force tearing through the fire tornado like a divine thunder striking from the sky, striking the gigantic face, the spear passing through the illusory spiritual body, penetrating the concrete floor like it was tofu, inserting half its length. Simultaneously, the golden power instantly ignited, blasting along the spear shaft, the gigantic face like a popped balloon, sometimes expanding, sometimes contracting like a broken light bulb flickering on and off. Finally, a rich golden light tore open cracks, gushing out, spilling all over the ground. The end realm great void didn't die so easily. Its form split, transforming into several smaller faces, running in all directions. The mystic tiger let out a tiger roar. Roar! Tiger power activated. All the small faces stayed in place for a moment. Lu Chenju, strolling leisurely, his golden spear shadow stabbing in all directions, one small face per stab. Schlick, schlick. The last small face just regained motion, but a mysterious suction force came from the tip of the spear, swallowing it into eternal darkness. Lu Chenju turned around, spear on his back, looking toward the martial arts tree. Inspiration yields twice the result with half the effort. Today's 30,000-word update is completed, seeking double monthly tickets. Chapter 346, 230 Spear Skill Perfection, 4K for double monthly tickets. On the martial arts tree, the leaves of the white tiger breaking army spear shimmered brightly. Inspiration strikes again. It seems that the ultimate battle indeed enhances the chance of inspiration's arrival. Essentially, it's about the ancient cultivators finding a flash of insight during life and death trials, seeking breakthrough opportunities and nourishing themselves through battle. This month, the number of battles Lu Chenju fought had multiplied countless times compared to all the years of practicing fist techniques since he was a child. Each day, if he was hunting void, he was on his way to do so. In the last few days, he had even no time to practice the fundamental heavenly pile and inner strength. Tired, utterly exhausted. Yet it felt incredibly exhilarating. In this recent battle, Lu Chenju had used all his skills. His entire being, from soul to body, had undergone a form of sublime transformation, akin to metamorphosis. His understanding of the white tiger breaking army spear had ascended to a new level. Somehow he knew that after this battle, his spear theory had firmly reached the second realm, spear formation, and was rapidly approaching the third realm. There are fists with fist patterns, and spears with spear patterns. The essence of spear patterns lies in merging man and spear into one, creating a peculiar resonance. The man moves as the spear moves, and should the man perish, so does the spear, the movement coordinated and unified like yin and yang. After catching his breath for a moment, Lu Chenju stood with his spear. Although the recent grand battle seemed to conclude swiftly, the essence, energy, and spirit he expended were much more than what would be spent in a typical hour-long battle with ordinary void things. Both his spirit and body were overly strained and greatly depleted. But with inspiration right there before him, how could he allow himself to stagnate? As long as training didn't kill him, he would train as if trying to. Mastery of first-class spear skills in a traditional manner would still take a considerable amount of time. This trial was his best opportunity to perfect the white tiger breaking army spear. As long as he returned safely, he would be known as spear god Xiao Lu. Among the martial artist community, those primarily focused on fist techniques, but who also wielded spears often had merely mediocre spear skills, at most perfecting some third-class and second-class spear skills. Very few could master a first-class spear technique to perfection like Lu Chenju. Practicing both fist and spear. Tiger swallow dual forms. Cultivating both internal and external skills. Who else might I ask? His body hair stood on end, a cold wind emerging from behind. In the presence of Mountain Lord, even the finest details become apparent. An attack from a highly dangerous void thing came from behind. Lu Chenju took a step forward, then suddenly turned around, like a mighty river slamming into a mountain, swiftly changing his path as he thrust his spear forward. Backward charge. This simple foundational spear skill, executed by Lu Chenju, bore the profound feeling of ultimate simplicity. The path of his long spear erases a giant face, as if grinding it into oblivion. Nowadays, only the great void was worth Lu Chenju expending his power. Ordinary void things are countered with ordinary attacks, a race through sheer intensity. Proficiency +1. Proficiency +1. Lu Chenju once again immersed himself in the world of spear techniques, his eyes clear and perceptive, his aura soaring as if he were an immortal ascending, seated high above all. Inspiration as if divine aid. Spear skills improved rapidly. Elsewhere, old Jai crushed a void thing in his hand and stood dazed. This kid. Since the beginning of the Martial Arts Academy Exchange Tournament, he had witnessed each of Lu Chenju's matches and championship journeys, but none had been as shocking as this. Today, Lu Chenju, confident and unfettered, unstoppable, struck down like a heavenly god with one spear, leaving even a middle-realm martial artist like him astounded. This disciple of mine bears the air of a spear god. Old Jai internally commented. By the way, how is this kid so talented in everything? Tiger swallow dual forms, opening the acupoint, spear skills, cross-training, combat talent. Is there anything he's not good at? With a sigh in his heart, old Jai acknowledged that starting today, Lu Chenju had thoroughly surpassed him. Not just in talent but in strength too, he left his master far behind. This month's trial. His disciple, a complete transformation of essence, energy, spirit, and wholehearted quality. Moving forward, his cultivation journey will be smooth. Should he face disasters in the future, he will contend with them calmly. Elsewhere, students from Dragon City were equally astonished. Among them, Wang Hongdao wore the most complex expression. He had thought that by grasping the heavenly heart mark, he could keep pace with Lu Chenju, but now it seemed. Alas, he was still out of reach. Being classmates, he was very clear that 2 months prior, Lu Chenju had no foundation in spear skills, but that recent display had truly dazzled him. Li Fu couldn't help but applaud and cheer. Where did he learn that heavenly descending strike? He also harbored doubts, wondering if Lu Chenju had initially claimed to train both fist and spear. Otherwise, how could his spear skills be so exquisitely refined? Resting, Fang Zhu wiped her divine sword, her eyelashes trembling slightly. This spear skill has a bit of Liu Xiang's flavor. Liu Xiang, the spear skill authority of Class 9 at Dragon Ascending, had recently broken the second shackles and became a martial arts master, specializing in snake form and concurrently practicing spear skills, mastering the divine weapon, 18-foot snake spear. His mastery of spear skills had reached the 4th realm, gun reasoning. Excluding prodigies like Wang Xian and Liao, Liu Xiang's spear skills were class-leading. Being compared to Liu Xiang spoke volumes of Fang Zhu's high evaluation. What startled her most was that Lu Chenju seemed to be only a beginner in spear skills. The air of a spear god. She couldn't help but harbor the same doubts as old Jai. At the central base, on the roof of the research institute, an elderly figure stood there, his robust physique and wide palms like giant fans, towering on the rooftop with a gleaming long spear stabbed into it. In this trial, to have such a figure bearing the air of a spear god. Also, this chap's inspiration seems as plentiful as if it costs nothing. Could he be the legendary Clear Path Heart? Lu Chenju, reportedly the true inheritance from the 3 extreme saint, then there's nothing I can do. Although I'm skilled in Gun Dao, there's no opportunity left for me. Chapter 347, 230 Spear Skill Perfection, 4K for double monthly tickets, /2. The elder was called Yu Cheng, a great grandmaster of martial arts university at Mount Tai, and also served as the officer in charge of this trial for the martial arts department, titled 8 Extreme Sky Spear, ranked 24th on the heavenly list. He had integrated the Baji Fist lineage with spear skills to create the Baji Sky Shaking Spear that shook the all-nations martial arts competition. Beside the elder, there was an observer who was recording the details of the battle with special equipment to facilitate the commendation work after the fight. The observer said, "Does Elder Yu fancy this Lu Chenju? What's the use? He is from the elephant form sect and, moreover, a disciple of the future heavenly king. Indeed, a martial arts genius of this caliber is hard to come by. Being able to kill an end-realm great void, among the trialists here, he definitely ranks within the top 10 in terms of sheer strength, not much less than those end-realm trialists. This boy's performance was mediocre at first, but unexpectedly he burst forth in the last few days, and in the final battle merit list he should be able to enter the top 5. The main problem is that youngster Li Gui from our group, who acted too recklessly, venturing deep into the catastrophe-forbidden zone. It's already good luck that he could come back alive. His first place is not guaranteed anymore. Yes, now it seems first place undoubtedly belongs to Hua Mountain's martial bone Dao embryo, the heavenly sword seed Yue Ziping, with strength nearly at the end realm full body force protector, middle level inner strength purple mist technique at the 3rd layer, lower grade true skill 100 feet sword perfected. In a month's trial, he has already slain 4 end-realm great voids and 13 ordinary great voids. Heavenly sword seed, that's certainly powerful. Human world. At 4 o'clock in the early morning, Sioux City had just experienced a seemingly peaceful night. In reality, Sioux City was anything but tranquil. The Blue Lotus sect, Holy Master sect, carefree travel, and briefly retreating from Sioux City only to return with an even more violent onslaught, the Heart Happiness sect. These 4 evil forces joined hands to release the great Void King Blood, heavenly dog from the Void realm. With the blood moon high in the sky, 100 spirits roamed the night. Those devils and ghouls which had hidden in the shadows among humans since the Tehu virtual disaster emerged onto the stage with great fanfare, wreaking havoc in Sioux City, spreading fear, causing chaos, and keeping the city police frantically busy. Many demon cultivators also seized this opportunity to harm their kin. However, at a certain moment, all the weak void things in Sioux City dissipated into ash, leaving no trace. No one knew why, only some martial arts experts guessed the reason. The ability to exterminate the void things of an entire city on such a large scale, without harming a single blade of grass. Historically, there was only one divine skill that could achieve this. The heavenly dragon 8 sounds. Its creator was the abbot of Gold Mountain Monastery from the old Buddhist sect, Master Wenda, who single-handedly suppressed the twin snake demons causing havoc in Jiangnan and expelled the even more terrifying great demon King Blood heavenly dog. Before taking vows, his true name was Pei Buxiu. Within Sioux City, there was only one great grandmaster from the Buddhist sect. The Cold Mountain Elder, a top 100 warrior on the Wanbang martial arts list. Hanshin Temple. A dying dog lay on the ground, breathing its last. Before the blood heavenly dog's death, it sneered and asked, "What's your relationship with the bald monk from Gold Mountain Monastery?" With a faint smile, the Cold Mountain Elder struck and extinguished it. The great Void King was dead. He stood with his hands behind his back, looking up at the night sky. Golden light tore through the murky clouds, and an illusory azure shape of a divine dragon emerged, its whiskers flowing, eyes of gold looking down upon Sioux City. The Cold Mountain Elder said with respect, "Zhang Jizhai pays respects to the Dragon King." The divine dragon spoke the language of humans. "The blood heavenly dog is dead, isn't it?" "Dead, but such a great demon king may have left behind contingencies." "I perceive your aura. You're not far from the heavenly king, capable of mastering the legendary heavenly dragon 8 sounds. With a promising future, becoming a heavenly king is within reach. 1,000 years ago, the great monk from Gold Mountain Monastery dominated an era, suppressing all the demons under heaven. 1,000 years later, the lives of millions in Sioux City have also been saved by you. Zhang Jizhai, not bad. I'm grateful for the Dragon King's auspicious words. Enough talk, we will have a chance to catch up later. My projection has been dashing through 7 cities overnight, consecutively slaying 3 void emperors, and now the last bit of my strength will also dissipate. Before that, I'll head over to Tehu to help Li Tianwang eradicate that void emperor. Elder, go ahead with your tasks. I'll take care of the aftermath in Sioux City. Zhang Jizhai left Hanshin Temple, stepping through the sky, looking down upon the thousands of homes below. Outside Gusu City near Hanshin Temple, the midnight bell tolls reach the travelers on the boat. Drip drip. Drip drip. Drops of pitch-black demon blood fell to the ground. A figure like an iron tower stood silently amidst the pool of blood. The evil tiger with immense chi po was ripping apart an old and deteriorating body, separating flesh from bones, and shattering the skeleton, leaving only a head with angrily glaring eyes. Lu Feng, shrouded in black demon armor like a ghastly demon from hell, picked up the head from the ground and asked in a deep voice, "Dao Long, tell me, where did the other three go?" Hearing this, the head burst into laughter. "Kill me then, I can hardly wait to meet the Holy Master. Humans are truly weak. The mere stirring of beings from the Forbidden Zone can throw the entirety of Dazia into chaos, with heavenly kings flying everywhere and absolute peaks running around, ha ha ha." With a grip of his right hand, Lu Feng crushed the head. In front of the Holy Master, these so-called absolute peaks are but chickens and dogs. The lingering echoes of the protector Dao Long's final words hung in the air as Lu Feng left in silence. Tangzheng Sucheng Gukainqian. Void Realm. Somewhere in the catastrophe Forbidden Zone, three figures stood facing each other in silence. After a moment, Gu Kainqian spoke. Who would have thought this Zhang Jizhai actually mastered the heavenly dragon 8 sounds? Tang Zheng, with a hint of madness, laughed. Dao Long met a miserable end. Protector Su Cheng's face was dark. After 1,000 years of dormant cultivation, the strength of blood heavenly dog was near that of a martial arts king. That old bastard Zhang Jizhai, to be able to suppress it so quickly. The three figures dispersed, each seeking their master. Tang Zheng, looking up at the black clouds in the sky, murmured to himself, "Let's not go out for now. I have already searched all of Jiangnan for any possible hiding places of the Mad Dragon King's secret treasure. May as well look for it inside this void realm." Day 29 of the trials. Evening time. Inside the base, after 2 consecutive days of fierce battle, everyone was exhausted. The military had named the newly discovered void things as flying head ghouls, with tens of thousands of them killed by the military and the trialists, including Great Void and even Void Kings. The fog thinned, and the ghostly creatures gradually dispersed. Armored vehicles carrying the wounded and the dead returned to the base, their faces showing relief as if having survived a disaster. The martial arts geniuses rested on the spot, each taking out the great medicines they usually hesitated to use to heal their injuries and replenish their strength. Their battle merits would not be small after this battle. Without them, relying solely on the military to defend the base would have been difficult. As the last of the fog cleared, Lu Chenju thrust his long spear, pinning a fleeing great void-level flying head ghoul to the ground, subduing it with an invisible force. Golden light exploded, and the void thing perished. He planted his spear in the ground, resting against it as he fished in his pocket for a blood-replenishing pill, only to find he had used them all up. Other great medicines were also gone. Only a Minju potion for healing external injuries remained. Here, Wang Hongdao passed him a great medicine. Lu Chenju accepted it. "Thanks, I'll transfer you some great merit." "No need, I wouldn't have lasted without you." After taking the great medicine, Lu Chenju regained some strength. Using great medicines frequently in a short period had desensitized his body a bit to their effects, which weren't very good. Luckily, the battle was over. They could return tomorrow. Lu Chenju leaned aside, looking towards the martial arts tree. White Tiger Breaking Army Spear, Perfection. Divine Seed White Tiger Breaking Army 3rd rank, hidden within the Kai Z Acupoint. Greedy Wolf Falling to Earth, White Tiger Breaking Army. Effect 1. Soldier Wisdom, enhances some comprehension in soldier attack martial arts. Effect 2. Spear Skill, enhances some comprehension in spear skill martial arts. Effect 3. Breaking Army, when fighting against multiple targets, increases the power of spear skills. It seems that the effects 1 and 2 of the spear martial arts do not differentiate between tiger form or dragon form. There's no difference in the elephant form sect lineage. This is fundamentally different from fist techniques. The Breaking Army effect is quite good, suitable for killing enemies on the battlefield, growing increasingly valiant in battle. As for integrating and understanding, my spear skill realm is still lacking, and for now, it is also unattainable. Chapter 348, 231 Absolute Peak Battle, 4K request for double monthly tickets. 2 months, first-class spear skill achieved perfection. Normally, if I were to cultivate regularly, I would have estimated about half a year, but due to this month's trials, the intense real combat and frequent inspiration, along with observing the battles of strong fighters and other complex factors, in just 2 months I achieved perfection, as if in a dream. With this, the path of my gun technique is now smoothly underway, and I haven't let this divine weapon go to waste. From now on, With both my fist and spear techniques refined, I can fight at close quarters or at long range perfectly. The spear is the king of all weapons. In front of the martial artist, various contests do not allow the use of cold weapons, which makes the fist technique more advantageous than weapon fighting by a considerable margin. However, after a martial artist progresses, before their body surpasses divine weapons and human technological materials, there will inevitably be a long period during which weapon fighting is stronger than hand-to-hand combat. Each version has its own god, and currently, hand-to-hand is stronger. When Liu Chenju grows up, whose version it will be is really uncertain. Time passes, the fog completely dissipates, receding continuously, revealing the scarred battlefield. Finally, the fog, as if alive, hides beyond the mountains. A convoy of armored vehicles is majestically returning to the city. Soldiers are discussing animatedly. Did you just see that? I think I saw a divine dragon fly by. Divine dragon? Do dragons even exist in this world? How can they not? The Kangshan Dragon King, of course. What do you mean? Are you saying the Kangshan Dragon King took action? That should be it. Holy shit, I didn't see it. As a national martial arts idol, every appearance of the Kangshan Dragon King is a earth-shattering event, capable of calming any storm or wave. On the city walls, the people of Dragon City form a circle to rest. Fang Zhu looks into the distance with anticipation. I heard the Dragon King came. Liu Chenju is visibly shook and looks around. Has he come? Being able to see the Dragon King, even once during this trial, would make the journey worthwhile. Li Fu's usually calm gaze also flares with excitement. The Dragon King, the foremost among all dragon forms. Before the Dragon King, there had never been an absolute peak born of a dragon form. Wang Hongdo is rather calm. Although he admires the Dragon King, he reveres Wang Kun more. He was, after all, a man who had been held by the founder of the whale form. Guo Bai says with a smile, if we could actually see the Dragon King fight with our own eyes, even death would be worth it. Ding Jinkyu cheerfully adds, ha, with the range of these powerful fighters' impact, if we could witness it with our own eyes, wouldn't that mean we'd actually die? After a month of fierce battles, the trialists all gained a lot. After the ordeal, everyone's mood was exceptionally relieved. The Dragon King came, so even if the sky fell, there was no fear. Above the peak skies, clouds of essence chi support the heavens. On the other side of the mountain, Catastrophe Forbidden Zone. Referred to by the Heart Happiness sect as the Bodhisattva under the moonlight, the heavenly demon's form kept swelling. From 100 feet to 300, 1,000 feet. From afar, it looked like a nuclear bomb had exploded, forming an artificial sun rising into the sky. Boom! The terrifying explosive shock wave swept in all directions, first vaporizing the black forest and the geological layers within a 1-kilometer radius, then a 5-kilometer radius where an invisible spiritual attack blew all the trees away, along with dust and stones. Finally, an unimaginable horrific aftermath surged forward like a tsunami, rushing into the distance. Blackbone Mountain trembled rumblingly. The aftermath, like an apocalyptic wave, crashed against the mountain peak. Ultimately, it faded into nothingness. A slightly embarrassed, sword-bearing figure walked out from the aftermath. Li Tianwang's complexion was pale. This bodhisattva under the moonlight was even more dreadful than the leader of the Green Fire. If not for the will projection of the Kangshan Dragon King arriving from afar, and forcing it to self-destruct with supreme spiritual means, it's uncertain how long this fierce battle would have gone on. At the explosion center, a faint cyan divine dragon phantom was fading away, and the golden dragon's eyes looked across great distances towards the oasis base on the other side of the mountain. Seeing that the base was safe and sound, as the Kangshan Dragon King retracted his gaze, he spotted someone. This young man has come for the trial too, eh? Compared to the time at the All Nations Martial Arts Academy exchange competition, his body, his spirit, his essence has all grown quite a bit. Not bad for progress. Receive a not bad from the Kangshan Dragon King. If Xiao Lu knew, who knows what he would think. Li Tianwang saluted with his fist. Thank you, Dragon King. The golden dragon's eye softly curved, and the Dragon King replied with a smile. Li Fairy, what realm has your master reached, if I may ask? Li Tianwang was left slightly embarrassed, with a blush coloring her cheeks. She was shy because such a strong being called her a fairy. She was surprised because the Dragon King was inquiring about her master's status through her. 13 at the peak, all vying in the shadows. Who wouldn't want to break the shackles first and become the very first of humanity? However, she truly did not know what realm the washing elephant divine nun had reached. Li Tianwang replied, "Dragon King, I really don't know." The Dragon King's divine dragon form dispersed into countless cyan particles. Reflecting on the interaction, Li Tianwang mused. After Breakthrough 7, the paths of each absolute peak diverge somewhat, but generally speaking, they are all further strengthening their spiritual cultivation. Physical body has reached somewhat of a limit at this stage. To harness a stronger body, an even more powerful will is needed. Since the Dragon King's battle with the Po Suo Emperor at the Wanbang martial arts competition, it seems that he has been specializing in Po Suo spiritual cultivation methods. Well, projection, isn't it just a version of the Po Suo Emperor's spiritual projection? The Dragon King truly has immense talent. It's rumored that the Dragon King has also been specializing in the ancient and modern #1 divine skill, the Dragon Elephant Heaven supporting divine skill. I wonder if he's reached the 13th layer. If the Dragon King can cultivate this skill to the 21st layer and also reach the level of spiritual cultivation akin to the Po Suo Emperor, with limits reached in body and spirit, with essence reaching humanity's peak, there may be hope to break through the 8th shackle. Chapter 349, 231 Absolute Peak Battle, 4K asking for double monthly tickets, /2. The 13 Absolute Peak martial artists are incredibly powerful. However, within the circle of top-level fighters, it is commonly believed that Wan Shixian and Kangshan Dragon King are the most likely to lead the trend and open the 8th realm. The former was the earliest to achieve Breakthrough 7, possessing unmatched talent, and the latter achieved Breakthrough 7 the fastest, standing at the pinnacle for a century with unrivaled innate talent from past to present. These two individuals are humanity's hope against the forbidden zones. Deep in the void realm. Here, the sky grew darker, and within the roaring clouds like a black sea, terrifying apparitions occasionally appeared, either in the form of giant eyes resembling the sun and moon, or as persistent eerie laughter, or as towering shadows stumbling through the darkness. Great terror, great darkness, great oppression. In the nameless forbidden zone that the martial arts absolute peak had yet to explore, a small face the size of a palm had fallen through, stumbling and breaking through an invisible barrier, entering it. Upon closer inspection, it was none other than the Moonlight Bodhisattva. But now, its presence was no different from ordinary void things. The Moonlight Bodhisattva trembled and spoke in some language. "My lord, I have failed." Before it stood a presence with an unclear shape, hidden behind the fog. "The mother has come to know, however, you should not have returned." As the words ended, the mist dispersed, revealing a supergiant face taller than Mount Tai, its heart hanging like a mountainous bag, with a heartbeat that shook heaven and earth. "Why? It's because you are possessed without your knowledge. You are but the presumptuous heavenly ghost." The supergiant face exhaled a breath that scattered the Moonlight Bodhisattva. Simultaneously, a loud, resonant dragon's roar echoed through the forbidden zone. Golden light fell, forming a tall figure standing with hands behind his back, his long hair similar to a dragon's mane, a silhouette. His muscles were so perfect. His heroic presence could no longer be described in mundane terms, like that of a Yachi immortal's beauty. Standing there, he was the dragon, he was the world. The supergiant face sneered. Tusk, is this the strongest human?" Kangshan Dragon King shook his head, denying. "He's only currently the world's #1. He doesn't deserve the title of the strongest human. Never mind, explaining this to you ghosts is futile. You wouldn't understand." The Dragon King's form turned into a streak of blue light entering the sky. The rising greenish-blue clouds covered the dark sky, wind howled, and thunder roared. The Dragon King's right fist opened the heavens, transforming into a greenish-blue divine dragon, its ultimate physical form and spirit manifested as a dragon claw. Stars shone in the dark sky, illuminating the forbidden zone. Heavenly stars connected, trembling with a buzzing sound. The mysterious power within the human body's secret cache poured down like a galaxy. From afar, a column of light descended from the sky, colliding with the supergiant face. It seemed like Huya shooting the sun. After the strike, the divine dragon's form dissipated. The supergiant face was penetrated, its form growing fainter. It shrouded itself in fog, fleeing deeper into the forbidden zone. "Arrogant fool, I will remember you." Deep in the forbidden zone. The supergiant face crawled on the ground, whispering, "Mother, we have been discovered." Before long, there faintly came a misty, ethereal, both holy and eerie female voice. "No matter, the projection of the human absolute peak is but this much in strength." In the depths of the forbidden zone, giggling laughter continued. Star River City. Golden pupils opened his eyes and said, "Go notify one Shixian. The main base of the Heart Happiness sect has been found. This 37th Forbidden Zone can be named the Ghost Mother Forbidden Zone. I did not see the Ghost Mother herself, and I only briefly exchanged blows with one of her void venerable spirits and did not kill it." On the 29th night of the trials, the rounding up of the residual void things was almost complete. What remained of the problems left by the Green Fire leader earlier were few. Considering the recent upheaval in the void realm, which posed greater danger than the human world, the martial arts department ended the trials early and arranged vehicles to take the surviving 286 young martial artists away from the oasis, back to the long-missed human world. All martial artists who died during the trials were awarded the heroic medal, regardless of their faults, and their descendants, even if they lacked intermediate root bone, were eligible to attend martial arts schools. If there were no descendants, their direct relatives would also receive special treatment and protection. The trialists' battle merit was still being calculated. Given the unexpected incidents during these trials, as compensation, the martial arts department, excluding the divine weapons and heavenly materials and earthly treasures which could not be mass-produced, doubled the quantity of other resources for exchange, including the swallowing elephant belt, to facilitate more trialists in exchanging rewards. Sioux City Dragon Marshal Lu Chenju returned to Villa number 32. Jai Chuntong said wearily, "Rest well for a few days, don't push yourself too hard. This period can be spent understanding and summarizing the battles over the past month, which could also yield you some gains." Lu Chenju nodded. "Understood, Master, I will do just that." He pushed open the door and saw that his parents were safe, so he was relieved. Having not seen Lu Chenju for a month, the elderly couple thought their child had gone on a business trip. Little did they know, Lu Chenju had left the human world and ventured into the other world. Li Zhangyu asked, "Child, was the business trip smooth?" Lu Chenju smiled faintly. "Yes, I completed the mission perfectly." Rounding up, he and the Kangshan Dragon King had together saved Sioux City. Lu Gyoping said, "Good, it's great that you're back safe. I heard that Sioux City has been in complete chaos these past few days. There were cultists and void things everywhere, but thankfully the police were effective and managed to quell it." Li Zhangyu whispered, "It seems many people died too." Lu Chenju returned to his bedroom, sighing inwardly. He had a premonition that this incident was just a spark. The days of relative peace were over, giving way to the tumultuous and unpredictable era of the void realm. The Forbidden Zone, the source of all evil. This operation had deepened Lu Chenju's understanding of the void realm. He hoped that one day, humanity could tranquilize the Forbidden Zone, making the void realm a paradise for martial arts. He looked towards the martial arts tree. Golden body skill, great success 50%. A golden flower bud was blossoming. Although I haven't practiced for a month, being beaten up in real combat with demons has also accidentally improved my proficiency quite a bit. However, the progress can't compare to Mr. Chen's professional training. Hard Qigong cultivation is different from fist techniques. Martial arts like fist techniques and spear skills are best honed in real combat. There was another reason why hard Qigong cultivation was slow. That was the lack of inspiration. It required persistent effort. Inner strength, heavenly pile, hard Qigong. These are the three grand emperor martial arts. Kingshan Kang Villa. Ha ha ha, Chenju has the makings of a spear god. Jai Chuantong, looking at the returning Kingshan Kang, couldn't help but laugh. Kingshan Kang said, "I've heard about it. I happened to meet an elder from the 8 Extreme Sky Spear in the military. The elder thought highly of Lu Chenju's spear technique. Choosing Tiger Gall was the right choice." "That's right, he killed a great void from the End Realm with a single spear." Old Jai spoke excitedly, boasting without any reservations. "Stop dawdling, go open your acupoint." "All right then." 3 days later, October 2. Lu Chenju and Wang Hong arrived at Kingshan Kang's residence. Kingshan Kang looked at them and smiled. "You both look good. This trial was worthwhile. The battle merit from the defense battle has been calculated. There might be some discrepancies from the actual situation, but it won't be off by much. Lu Chenju 2600 points, ranked 3rd. Wang Hong, a bit shocked, asked, Chenju's performance only 3rd. As Chenju's teammate, he knew how exceptional Chenju was. King Shinkang smiled. The first place, Yue Ziping from Hua Mountain with End Realm Cultivation, Heavenly Sword Seed, 1 Mastery in Lower Grade True Sword Technique, Intermediate Prowess in Middle Grade True Sword Technique, also possesses a Divine Weapon. Wang Hong was stunned. Heavenly Sword Seed, a top-level sword Dao talent. King Shinkang said, There's always someone better. If it weren't for Li Gui getting injured and unable to participate in the last battle, it would have been difficult for Chenju to make it to the top 3. Li Gui also has a top-level talent in saber techniques. They are both formidable. Lu Chenju nodded. Indeed, this trial truly was an eye-opener. 3rd place didn't discourage him. He hadn't even considered ranking highly initially. If it weren't for his extraordinary performance in the last defense battle, he might not have made the top 10. At least he had enough to exchange for the swallowing elephant belt now. Wang Hong earned 1400 battle merit. Though he couldn't match Lu Chenju, he had also fought desperately. This trial also led him to comprehend the Heavenly Heart imprint, making the trip worthwhile. Chapter 350, 232 Breathing Sword, thanks to Traveler Kaya 1027, Alliance Hierarch. King Shinkang said, Everyone performed well this time. The principal said that whatever the military awards you in battle merit, the school will match that with an equal amount of great merit. After Wang Hondo left, King Shinkang called Lu Chenju. Principal Wang needs to handle some aftermath matters inside the Void Realm. He said if you encounter any issues during this time, you can contact your senior brother, Wang Xian. Lu Chenju said, Okay, will the school be all right without the great grandmaster keeping guard? King Shinkang said, No worries. During the chaos, Dazia took the opportunity to root out quite a few big fish from Sioux City. The Cold Mountain Elder beheaded a top-level Great Void King, and Lu Feng killed the Blade Dragon Protector of the Holy Master Sect. All along, the demon ghosts lurking in the dark have also suffered heavy losses, and for a short time, they will struggle to recover. In fact, if it weren't for the Void Realm and the forbidden areas backing them, these malevolent spirits wouldn't dare to show themselves. Lu Chenju said, Even a great Void King has been beheaded. Principal Zhang is impressive. King Shinkang said, This one has received the inheritance of the late Great Monk from Gold Mountain Monastery. The Great Monk? Yes, Master Wenda, who once slayed the Green and White Demon Kings. So it was him. The Great Monk was the last high monk before modern times who pursued the path of heavenly person in Buddhism. Unfortunately, he didn't break through the 6 shackles and came close to being the first heavenly king. So many things in the past and present are filled with regrets. When the Great Monk was alive, demon creatures in the Jiangnan region fled from him like from a tiger, and the renowned Heavenly Dragon 8 Sounds was his creation. It's a world-surpassing sound technique. Once mastered, one could issue commands that manifest into law and suppress demon ghosts and evil spirits. The Heavenly Dragon 8 Sounds, I thought it was but a legend. Not at all. The demon kings took advantage of the Great Monk's passing during a vulnerable transition to relentlessly assault, first setting Gold Mountain Monastery ablaze, and then flooding it, ultimately severing the monastery's lineage. Many Buddhist secret treasures and divine skill manuals were lost to the flames. Hearing King Shinkang's words and thinking of how Sioux City had passed through safely, Lu Chenju couldn't help but ask, Did the Cold Mountain Elder master the Heavenly Dragon 8 Sounds? King Shinkang nodded. With him protecting Sioux City, no matter how many ordinary void things come, they all perish. Lu Chenju was profoundly shocked. Such a powerful divine skill. After leaving King Shinkang's abode, Lu Chenju pondered deeply within his heart. Once my golden body skill reaches perfection and my Buddha wisdom ascends to another level, I can spare some time to practice the Vajra Lion Roar. Its use for sound wave kill is boundless. In terms of killing range, none can compare. In theory, as long as the sound wave is strong enough, it can kill anywhere. It's just a matter of power. It's most suitable for clearing fodder. He had long wanted to practice the lion roar, but simply lacked the time. The next day, in the practice room, Lu Chenju entered meditation to regulate his breath and circulate his qi. After completing a cycle of cultivation, he looked towards the martial arts tree. The proficiency of the Tiger Demon Tai Sway technique, +1. It's been several days since I practiced inner strength and heavenly pile. I won't practice fists this week. On one hand, it's to rest, and on the other, to catch up on the basics. The most important is always the heavenly pile, followed by inner strength. Last are martial arts and secret techniques. Ending his cultivation, his phone chimed with notifications. Ding! Your campus card account has received 2,600 great merit. Current balance 3,300 great merit. Your hidden dragon list points have increased by 5,000. Current ranking 380. Your account ending in 9527 has received a transfer of 10 million Void Relics bounty from the Treatment of Void Bureau. Current balance 63 million. Not bad, I don't have to worry about the Enlightenment elixir for a while. Typical grinding sand medicine and supplement costs were insignificant to a genius like Lu Chenju, who hardly bothered to keep tabs on such expenses, given his earning capacity. For a long time to come, his main cultivation expenses would be Enlightenment elixirs. As for heavenly materials and earthly treasures, they weren't something he needed to consider at this stage. Lu Chenju glanced at the hidden dragon list. Fang Zhu, 330th. Lai Fu, 400th. Wang Hongdao, 443rd. Zhu Xingkang, 480th. Zhou Xingkang should now be a martial artist. He looked further down. Leopard Woman, Yao Qing, Chen Ziyuan, Old Tian were all hovering around the 500 mark, except for Zhao He. The others were all at the extreme limit realm, not far from breaking through their shackles. Zhao He, it's time to step up. Lu Chenju remembered when he first met Zhao He 2 years ago and showed a knowing smile. The boy who once complained about his own weakness was now witnessing the turn of fortunes. Southern Military Department. Two figures walked side by side at a leisurely pace. One was tall and proportionate, with a confident expression, Lu Chenju. The other was dressed in a peculiar leopard print training outfit. Leopard Woman said, "Thanks a lot. I wouldn't have known Dad was injured if you hadn't told me." Lu Chenju said, "It's the least I could do. Your father saved me." At the bedside, Shintu Yaoshan looked pale, his complexion dark blue. That day, after saving Lu Chenju, he had killed 3 shadow-level Great Voids in a row and attracted the attention of an even stronger resentment-level Great Void. He received serious injuries before finally escaping. Seeing Lu Chenju, Shintu Yaoshan smiled. Not bad, third on the battle merit list. Leopard Woman was silent, staring at her father on the bed with reddened eyes. Shintu Yaoshan gave a slight smile. "You're about to become a martial artist, aren't you?" Leopard Woman. "Don't change the subject. Why didn't you tell me?" This was a father-daughter moment. Lu Chenju excused himself, thinking of his own parents. Being a mere mortal isn't too bad. At least I don't have to worry about anything. He made his way to the battle merit department. He was met by a young man with an aura as sharp as a sword and a vigor that seemed to pierce the skies. Dressed in training clothes adorned with the pattern of the Hua Mountain sword discussion, it was clear he was from the Hua Mountain Martial University. As they passed by each other, the young man suddenly stopped and asked, "So City Dragon Marshal Lu Chenju?" Lu Chenju's mind was filled with thoughts of the swallowing elephant belt. He turned around to size up the sharp young man. "Indeed, then you are." The young man replied calmly. "Hua Mountain Martial University, Yue Ziping, also known as Cloud Sword." Lu Chenju had just heard this man's famous name and smiled. "I've heard much about you. Is there something you need?" Yue Ziping said, "Well, it's just getting to know each other. I'm not much, just last year's top student from Hua Mountain, and I plan to set up a platform inside the base to contest with the 24 prodigies from the various schools." But then the void tide erupted. Lu Chenju understood his meaning and extended his right hand, saying, "Then we'll meet at the All-Nations Martial Arts Competition." Yue Ziping burst into laughter. "All right, although I may head for the Mystic List." Lu Chenju said confidently, "Then we'll meet on the Mystic List." Yue Ziping was momentarily startled, but then smiled warmly. Brother Lu has great ambition. He could tell that although Lu Chenju had just started as a martial artist, his chi blood was already at middle realm. However, as one progresses to the third realm, the disparity in chi blood widens and the difficulty of opening acupoints increases, requiring more and more time. Deserving of being the top student, even without clashing swords, he already acknowledged this potential rival. A man must have confidence. Lu Chenju arrived at the reward exchange window. The staffers inside were discussing. Yue Ziping is too strong, having plundered 3,800 battle merits by himself. A few more trials, and it feels like he will trade them for the cold silkworm robe. It is said that he once fought against an end-realm great void. Hearing this, Lu Chenju felt a sense of urgency. He coughed lightly and said, "Hello, I'd like to exchange for a reward." The staff member turned around with a smile. "What would you like to exchange for?" "The swallowing elephant belt." Before long, the staff watched the figure of the young man, with the rifle on his back walking away. "That's impressive. The third on the battle merit list has arrived." Another formidable person, barely half a year as a martial artist, and already in the top 3. "I'm getting more and more excited for the Huangshan martial arts competition. Just worried that chaos in the world might affect the martial arts competition." With 2,600 battle merits, Lu Chenju spent only 1,000 of them. He glanced at the other items which were nice, but not worth spending battle merits on. Better to wait for the cold silkworm robe. If there was another trial, he would have to go all out and earn more battle merits. Villa number 32. Lu Chenju couldn't stop fondling the swallowing elephant belt. He put things inside it, took them out. After several successful tests, he placed his fist blade, daily cultivation supplements, water, and food inside. Additionally, there was the toad treasure, sealed in a special container he had bought with a hefty sum of money, which he placed in a corner of the bag. As for the divine weapon, he decided to carry it on his back. This made it easier to integrate with the divine weapon. Lu Chenju strapped the belt around his waist. The surface material of the belt was even stronger than that of an advanced protective suit, so it could also provide some defense. If it suffered minor damage, it wouldn't affect the use of the belt, but if severely damaged, the items inside would fall out. This thing is really convenient. That night, Lu Chenju went to Chenju's house. Chenju checked out Lu Chenju's belt with a smile. "Not bad, you've got some high-level equipment." He himself didn't have such a thing. It was a state-allocated quota and not available for trade. Lu Chenju chuckled. "Teacher, let's continue sparring." Chenju said. "Then let's continue. It's perfect as I have time lately. If you do too, you can extend the sparring sessions a bit to hasten your progress in the golden body." Lu Chenju's eyes lit up with delight, asking, "Teacher, have you made your breakthrough third?" Chenju exuded an overwhelming presence, along with a verdant dragon that resembled a tough, dried-up log. In an instant, Lu Chenju felt like he was on the edge of an abyss. Expressing Chi Po, a martial arts master. Chenju burst into laughter. Breakthrough, what a rush. He had been stuck at the second realm for too long. And he watched as his friend had already become a grandmaster. Congratulations. After some thought, Lu Chenju decided to add a quarter of an hour to his daily sparring time. In the coming 3 months before the end of the year, he also planned to go through all the ordinary martial arts in the myriad volume pavilion. To practice what could be practiced, and to leave what couldn't. Next year, he would officially begin his true skill cultivation. Time flew by. Before one knew it, October had arrived. Lu Chenju had perfected 2 more second-class ordinary tiger form martial arts, giving birth to the last 2 divine seeds. However, neither produced any exclusive special effects. Looking at the remaining martial arts, he decisively abandoned the second-class ones and began practicing first-rank martial arts. There weren't many first-rank ordinary tiger form martial arts. Relying on the theories of Tiger's 5 elements, he chose the white tiger fist from Ime. By the end of November, he successfully achieved perfection and merged it into the heavenly destiny mystic tiger divine seed, producing the 13th effect. Effect 13. Swallowing gold and spitting chi. By controlling muscles, exhaling microscopic metal dust from within and around the body at high speed through breaths from the nose and mouth, forming a sharp chi blade that can pierce and cause a certain degree of damage to the target. Lu Chenju was delighted. Finally some good stuff, breathing sword.